favorite word?
My favorite word?
Yeah.
Oh, my favorite word right now is, to be honest, I don't have one specific one.
Mm-hmm.
It's just sometimes when I've been reading a lot, and sometimes when those words just pop up into my head, and I'll say it out loud, and I used it in the right context, and I feel like I hit a home run.
Yeah.
That's my favorite word.
Okay.
I get really excited when I use a word that I really didn't think I knew how to use, but when it just comes into our conversation, I'm like, home run. That's my word for that day. And I really like that because I know that sometimes my word choices are feel limited to my patterns. So it turns out that when I do say a word that I've read before and I know what the definition is and I use it in the right context, I get super excited because that means I'm expanding my limitations. So right now, I like fetters, which is like those little ankle shackles when people are enslaved.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Fetters?
I like those.
All right.
I like those right now.
All right.
I don't know how to use that in this context, but that's...
Yeah.
I learned something and then I brought it up.
Yeah. In the movie The Defiance.
Okay.
With, I think it's called Defiance. With,
we'll have to fact check our video.
with, oh my gosh. Sidney Poitier and, Tony Curtis.
Okay.
They had fetters. They were linked together by fetters.
Okay, yep. It's fetters.
Yeah.
Cool. Cool.
I don't really particularly have a favorite word. I like to make up words, though, especially in when I'm teaching and in improv shows.
I do the same thing, but I do it in real life, and people look at me weird. So I'm like, you're demasculating me.
Right.
And
And people
like,
are like, that's not a word. It's like, it doesn't matter. It works in this context.
You understand, though. You know what D...
Right, yeah, exactly. You know, why call me out? I did actually have somebody... the other day I used a word that was made up while I was teaching, and I call myself out. I like to call myself out a lot when I'm teaching because then they can't call me out. You know? I called myself out, and one of my students said, "Oh, I knew what you meant. Totally fine." I'm like, "Oh, awesome. All right, I'm gonna make up words more often."
That's a good. He's your dictionary, or she's your dictionary.
Yeah.
My next question for you, going on the one-word theme, is if you could describe MuChuChu in one word.
Oh, man. Oh, goodness. You know, that's a question that would be interesting to ask people who've seen our shows.
But I'm asking you.
I know.
And you can make a made-up word.
Yeah.
That's okay. That's how we made MuChuChu. That's a made-up word.
Yeah, that's true. MuChuChu is a made-up word. See, I'm thinking too hard about it.
Okay.
Because I want to pick the best word that I possibly can.
Yeah, we can come back. You know what? You can just, you can voice over a word later. You know, like, look at that. Amazing. Okay, that's a good word. And then you cut this part. Yeah, I like that word. I like it.
I would say thrilling.
Thrilling.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Yeah. Because I really do think that it, I think one of the great things that have come out of MuChuChu, which is hard for us to deny, especially because of the, basically the outpouring of support and recognition that we've been getting as being a show to watch, is the fact that it does engage you from beginning to end.
I agree with that. Yeah, because
I think at various levels,
I just thought about this, was that because we are on edge and we don't know what's coming next, that really translates to the audience. Yeah, more so than before. We're more so like, this is an improv show, where you see here is going to be all made up. But it's just like, I think our like, we're going to be on edge, we don't know what's coming.
Yeah.
Really translates to the audience. So thrilling would be correctly because they're going on the same journey as us.
Yeah.
That's cool. I just thought about that.
Yeah, and you know, and it's interesting too because I was just thinking because we actually talked quite a bit before we started this about how we feel about our process as MuChuChu because we just recently had a rehearsal and a show, but you know, shucking the corn kind of came up in my mind just you know while we were talking, you know that particular group game. Do you remember the shucking the corn group game? I'm gonna shuck the corn and put it in the basket.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I think I remember it because we just repeated that over.
We just kept repeating it over and over, and we just kept getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. Yeah. And the times that we have done a show where that energy has come out of us has always been the best shows for me, because I think it forces us into. Well, it doesn't force us, but we bring ourselves to a state of energy that we may not necessarily play from that often. Because it's outside of the comfort level.
Oh yeah,
you know. Yeah. And then once you bring yourself outside of that comfort level, then you play outside of then you just continue to play outside of the comfort level, which is very thrilling and exciting. You know, as a performer, especially when you're surprising yourself and allowing to surprise each other.
Yeah, it feels like you're stretching, you're growing on stage while you're doing something. Usually you don't feel that way. You know, sometimes you don't feel that way after a show. You feel like, oh, I just kind of did the same things. I really didn't push myself.
Yeah, right. Like it was okay. It was an okay show.
Yeah, I like the choices that I made. I think that they were very logical, but coming from like I don't know where I'm coming background, where you grow from. Like I don't know where this is coming next kind of background. You don't.
It's interesting because the Olympics are going on right now, and they just had that slope style event that they just did this year, and that finished early. It was like one of the first events, and the guy, the American who won the gold, his first name's Sage. I don't remember his last name. Do you know what I'm talking about? So I think it's Brown, but he did he won a gold medal on this run that he did, and later they asked him, you know, about the big trick that he did, and he said, "Oh, I've never done that before. I just decided to do it in the moment." You know, and it's like and watching the highlights of it, it's like how amazing that felt for him to go beyond, you know, what he thought was his limit, and then to land it, and for it to be, you know, super successful, or you know, it had to have felt amazing, and in turn, the rest of his run after that had to have been, you know, and influenced by this energy that came off of nailing that, you know, that ridiculous trick that he, you know, just chose to do that in that moment, you know. I mean, I don't know if I would recommend every Olympian to just make crazy choices like that, just in the moment. But then again, it's like, here, this is your time, this is your moment to shine, so why not, you know, go for the gold?
But I agree
you know, where that comes from.
With you, that, you know, when that's what it feels like when we perform. It's just that, oh, there's this new place I've never found before in my playing style that I can really just walk around and be like, whoa, this is weird, but awesome at the same time.
Right, exactly.
And how many times can you say what something new and awkward is going to be amazing? You just, for us, that's how it just feels, is that we find a new place to play that we've both never been before, and things come out of there that we're like, whoa, and then we grow as improvisers because of that. That's cool.
Yeah. Okay, moving on. This is getting...
Sorry.
It's getting long. We're gonna have to break this into 3 parts, probably. And if you love it, you can keep. Yeah. You can keep going, but I say that it's 23 minutes.
We're gonna make it into a podcast.
It's gonna be a podcast. Yeah. Leading up to PIF, each part one at a time. Okay, so what do you love about PIF, about the Phoenix Improv Festival?
I've been with PIF since PIF